Meet us at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Hey, this is a hTC Desire Eye, and this is Phil from UnderCage.com. So this is obviously a selfie phone. You can see it right there. A big camera in the front. So let's start with the camera on the front. That's a 13 megapixel camera. That probably is the biggest camera that I've ever seen on the front-facing camera. 13 megapixels, dual LED flash. There's a flash on the front-facing camera. The sensors, microphone, and the speaker grill right there. There is actually a little space between here that has a speaker here and there, making a stereo boom sound speaker. So that's the camera with the autofocus and HDR. That few thing is that you've never seen on a front-facing camera. That's there. And 5.2 inches of a full HD display there, Super LCD, hTC logo, no keys left or right. Keys are built in as a soft key. That's a little shame because what they did on the hTC One series back in the 2013 and 12 was pretty good with the back and the home key there. But it's a soft key now. To the right is a volume rocker with the power key right there. And top has a earphone jack and the micro nano SIM card slot and the micro SD card slot that you can just pull it out. To gain access to each of the slots. Those slots are easy to pull and very easy to detach, unlike those ones with the pins required. And on the bottom is a microphone with the micro USB port that is flipped upside down, and on to the right is the dedicated camera key. That's very useful for both to take the photo from the back camera or the selfie camera. And that's pretty much it. To the back is another 13 megapixel camera, which is exactly the same as the one in the front. So that's the 13 megapixel camera, autofocus, everything cool. Dual LED flash with the hTC logo and the certifications and so on and so forth. And the color variation comes with two, blue and red. Red is pretty much the white with the red tint on the side, and blue is pretty much blue everywhere. And this is very vibrant in color and looks amazingly well built. This is probably the boldest color that the HTC has ever used on their phone, and the color is very good. It's amazing how they mixed up the color until you turn on the screen where you see the wide bezels around the screen. This is something that the HTC hasn't really done pretty much so far. The thickness of the bezel has been always pointed out on the reviews of the HTC devices, but doesn't seem like they're ever going to fix it. Now we have a Sony device, Xperia Z1, that is known for the wide bezels, and the HTC seems to have even the thicker bezels around the screen. Well, that's a little shame there, but the screen itself is pretty good. It comes with the Super LCD display, the color reproduction and the brightness is pretty good. It's a full HD, so I don't think you will have any problems with the pixel density. And the screen is good, and the user interface comes with the Sense 6.0 with the Android 4.4. And if we want to check out the exact version, that would be 4.4.4 with the Sense 6.0. And the Sense 6.0 is another upgrade from the HTC's well-known Sense interface. It's very clean and the icons are very well built and it's really easy to use. Everything you do will be actually handy and beautiful in the same time with the Sense interface. It's really great. It's one of the greatest features of the HTC. Now, the camera, of course, we have to talk about. So you can gain access to the camera by pushing and holding on the camera key right there. You can dedicate which of the camera that you're going to launch first, front, back, or the one that you have used lastly. And the amazing thing about the camera over here is, of course, the autofocus. All right, so there's our 4K camera right there, and you can half press the camera key right there, and it's going to gain the focus, and it's going to lock the exposure and the autofocus. And there we go. It counts. And there's your selfie for the 4K camera. All right. And there are numbers of options. Of course, there is that beauty meter. You can gain more beautiness by dragging up here, and it's going to sort of blur your skin. And if you have any problems with your, if you have anything on your skin, it's probably just gonna smush it out, and it works pretty good. So people were concerned if that's a 13 megapixel camera, isn't that gonna be a lot more detailed than the 2 megapixels or 3 megapixels when I take selfies, because I want to look beautiful when I take selfies. But this beauty miser, or whatever that's called, is totally gonna smush your face out and make you look beautiful. And there are a lot of options here. If you don't want that the thicker, then you can just make it take photos instantly, and there are other options here and there. Resolution is 13 megapixels now, but you can make it lower resolution if you want to. I don't know why you would want to, but there are other things. And you can swipe from the right to make the dual shot. So it takes photo from both back and the front camera, so you don't have to be left out when you're taking a group cam. And you can swipe once more to make it the back camera to take a picture with the back camera. And the selfie, to be honest, is amazing on this phone. I'm not exactly much of the selfie guy, but this takes amazing selfies. It's bright, and especially in the low lighting conditions, this dual tone flash does an amazing job. All right, that's what the camera does, and that's probably why you're ever gonna be getting the Desire Eye, right? And that's for sure is good. Now, the rest of the perspectives, because when there is a product with a specialized item, the rest of them are usually not that good. But this is different. Desire Eye's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 processor. That's a quad core for you, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and enough of the storage, which ranges into... No, I haven't forgotten it. Which ranges to 16 gigabytes and expandable through the micro SD card slot there, and 2400 milliamps of battery. You might be wondering if 5.2 inches of display is going to be enough with the 2400 milliamps of battery, and I've been taking meters on top of it, and it lasted long enough about the screen turn on time, about 4 hours. I have everything set up in the Nova Launcher, so I am going to betray the beautiful hTC UI and switch to Nova Launcher now. And everything you do is quite flawless. So internet, of course, here is another thingy that I liked about the hTC Sense UI. As you scroll, there's a soft key that blocks your scene from getting more information, and it hides. And if you scroll up, it pops up, scroll down, and it's going to hide both address bar and the soft key, so you gain more of the screen. And getting back, of course, the benchmark score is amazing, and CPU-Z shows us the Snapdragon 801 and 2 gigabytes of RAM, and everything is just flawless, whatever you run. So, with the battery life, amazing performance, and the amazing Sense UI, and the amazing camera, Desire Eye is a great choice for you, except for that the HTC Boom sound, unlike its naming suggests, is not exactly the amazing sound as you would expect. Sound quality from the earphones is not that great. Speaker is okay, but it's not exactly of a boom that you expect from the name. So it's an amazing phone. It's got an amazing build quality. Its color is really bright, and I like how those bright, bold colors that they use. Except for the pricing, it's now ranging at $550. That's pretty much the high-end pricing. And if with 2 gigabytes of RAM and not exactly the high specs on the market, there's a little doubt if you want to spend that much for Desire Eye. Desire Eye would be amazing for everyone, including those for the selfies and not for the selfies, because the design is so amazing, if there was a little price cut. So I suggest you wait a little for the price cut. HTC does that a lot. They will certainly do that. And Desire Eye is going to be one of your best choices right now in the market. Thanks as always, and that was HTC Desire Eye. We'll see you guys later, so stay tuned.